Alex. It's June 23rd, 2014, and I have a sunburn cold. It's really bad. So this thing happens when I get sunburns where I just feel really cold. And like everything is freezing, but then I get really hot like directly after it, so I can't ever tell what my temperature is, and it freaks me out. So what I do is I stay in a room with the air conditioner on high, and I wear a sweater and I stay under the blankets, and then when I get hot I roll my sleeves up. It works kind of. It results in me like not leaving my room, so I'm not leaving my room. Also, I don't know why I walk around a lot when I film these. I guess it's because it's easier, and if I sit down then I feel like I'm not able to talk as well, which is weird, but I walk a lot in general, so I'm walking now. Yeah, my sunburn's really bad. Do you want to see in the mirror how bad my sunburn is? Look how bad my sunburn is. Also, this is my rainbow sweater. Isn't it cute? I have like 10 of these. But yeah, that's my stomach. It's really red. Can you tell? You can probably tell. It's kind of ridiculous. And my back is kind of the same, but not quite. So yeah, sunburn. It's fun. So I've been doing this thing I do when I don't want to leave or do anything, where I pick something random on Netflix and just watch it all the way through. Or I'll pick an anime or something and watch it pretty much all the way through, and then at the end decide if I like it or not, and like talk to people about it. But here's the thing: last afternoon, yesterday afternoon, my brother made me watch this horror movie with him, because we were looking for a movie to watch on demand. And so he picked this horror movie that he apparently wanted to see, and I watched it with him, and it terrified me, like every horror movie does. I don't even know what it was about, really. I kind of didn't watch most of it. But then I decided, because I was so terrified, that I should watch things like that. And here's the thing, I do this a lot, and it's really not okay. It's kind of crazy. I don't know if I believe in ghosts, really, like actual like poltergeists, like haunting ghosts, like, you know, causing terror and manipulating people and possessing people. That's what I was looking for. But I don't not believe it. So it's funny and weird at the same time that I'm so into it, because I shouldn't be, but I get terrified. I get like physically terrified, sick, when I watch this stuff, because I feel like, oh my god, it's real. And then I get paranoid and I think my house is haunted and everything around me is haunted, and maybe I'm being possessed, and it's really ridiculous, and it happens every single time. And it's happening now because last night I decided, well, you know, I was terrified about the horror movie, so I should watch things about ghosts, like ghost stories and stuff, because I do this every time. When I see a horror movie, I will go home and obsess, and I will like look up the movie, and I will read the things and get physically scared again, and then I'm like terrified, and I will keep doing it, and I'll look at pictures, and I'll watch clips from the movie, and then I'll look at other horror movies and watch clips of that. It's really weird. I don't know why I do this to myself, but I do it. So that's the thing. So yeah, so last night I started watching like those ghost story shows that are like, you know, they have like the interviews and then like the cheesy acting of like something, like the woman would be like, then the chair moved 2 inches to the left, and then there'll be like the video reenactment of it, and like the chair like slams into the wall. Because that's how you dramatize things. But it scares me too, and I know that the things that are being reenacted aren't real, because obviously they're not, but I'm like, oh my god, that chair just moved, oh my god. And then I like go around my house and I'm like, did that chair move? Is the door opening by itself? And it's like the wind. But it's never the wind in these shows, so that's what's important to remember. Also, I keep switching my arms. I'm too lazy to put the camera somewhere that you can see my face, so I'm gonna keep doing this. So yeah, I've been watching those all day, pretty much since I woke up, because I woke up this morning and I was like, I don't want to get up, I don't want to move. So I stayed in bed and I watched some of those, and then I took a shower, and I'm gonna watch more of those because that's my life. But I've always done this. When I was little, actually, I mean, it's not like I don't have them anymore, I still have them. I have DVDs of Ghost Hunters, which is that show where they like go around with cameras and all this equipment, and they turn off all the lights in a building, and they stay there for a night, and just like film the entire house and go around with cameras and EVPs and things like that. So usually nothing happens, and they like debunk and stuff, which is what made it cool to people, but I just liked getting scared while they were in the building and it was dark and they had like night vision, and they'd be like, oh, I heard someone's voice, and I get so scared and freaked out, and I would like have to pause the TV show and like run upstairs or something and be like, mom, there's a voice. And I used to make my mom watch it with me because I was too scared to watch it with myself. And I was really into Ghost Hunters for a while, and I would just like religiously watch Ghost Hunters, and I would be like, when I grow up, I want to be a ghost hunter. I don't want to be a ghost hunter, but yeah. It's kind of silly. Also, if I sound congested or like I'm exhausted, I am, because I have a sunburn cold. It's a really bad one. It's because it's all over my body. I took a shower and I was like, ow, 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 ow. Oh god. It was so painful. This is why you wear sunscreen. I mean, it doesn't really work for me, but it makes the sunburn less intense usually if I reapply it. We were out for like a good amount of time. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, yeah, like 5 hours. It's a long time. I just had to count that out loud. My brain is fried. I'm probably just gonna go watch more ghost things and freak myself out. And like some of them are so ridiculous that like even though I believe but don't believe, I don't know if I'm a skeptic, because I feel like if it happened to me, I'd be like, yeah, it's real. Like actual things, not just like, I just watched 5 hours of Ghost Hunters and now everything is moving by itself. But like actually something paranormal actually happened in my house, I'd be like, yeah, no, it's real. Because I generally, as a general rule, like believe things, but I don't, like it's really, apparently I'm very indecisive about my beliefs. Like I sort of believe there's a higher power, like I generally think that there's something more. I just don't care enough. Not that I don't care enough, I do care, because this stuff interests me, obviously. It interests everyone, otherwise, you know, why would we have religion still? But I don't know, I guess I just don't think that it's worth thinking about like that, because I can't prove it. Like I can go out and be like, hey God, talk to me, and he's gonna like shine light on me. Well, I mean, maybe he will. Maybe one day I'll try that, but so far it hasn't worked. I'm gonna assume it doesn't. Sorry, there's a bug. But yeah, so I guess I believe generally as a general rule, and if you believe something, then I'm like, yeah, that's plausible, and you talk to me about it, and I get really interested, and I'll listen for hours. Like my friend Madison, I haven't seen her in forever. She lives in California now, but she's Mormon, and so she was explaining to me like the Book of Mormon and their beliefs and everything, and I was like, yeah, that makes total sense, yeah. I would never be a Mormon, ever, but like I respect her so much for believing in that so much, and being respectful about it and like understanding and everything. So I mean, I give so much props to people like that. I can't do it, I don't think. I mean, never really tried. But I do believe certain things. Like, I believe my grandma's really into, like, healing, spiritual healing and stuff. So I really honestly believe that we all have, like, energies, like auras. Auras? It's hard to say that. Auras. Those are from Harry Potter. But, like, auras and, like, energy. I think that we all have that, like, inside of us, and that it's, like, spiritual energy, and we give off certain vibes to people, and people can pick up on those vibes, and, like, you can share energy with people, and you have more compatible energy with certain people and less compatible energy with other people. I honestly believe that. But that's something I've been taught about since I was, like, little, which, I mean, it doesn't really matter because I was raised Catholic too, and I'm not Catholic at all. But, yeah, I believe that. But I don't know if I believe in ghosts. But then the point is, we're going back to ghosts. I went so off topic. That was a tangent. This is what happens when you're in a conversation with me. Yeah, I think I believe in ghosts. But if I believe in ghosts, I guess I have to believe in, like, evil spirits and stuff too, and, like, the poltergeists and the demons. But some of it is really, like, all these shows are, like, really, I'm like, I don't know if I can get behind that. Like, especially when they do exorcisms and they're, like, reading from the Bible. Like, really loudly from the Bible, and, like, the evil spirit is just, like, gone. And I'm like, that has to be, maybe that actually happened, but maybe it was, like, in your head. Like, maybe you thought that you were being possessed. I mean, yeah, they were like, yeah, he lifted off the ground, but maybe it didn't actually happen. Maybe it just, I mean, it can't look like he lifted off the ground, but maybe you exaggerated a little bit to make it paranormal. Maybe it was just someone who was deeply disturbed and thought that they were being possessed by the devil, because yeah, I don't know if I believe that. And then you, like, it was a story about this guy, right? I'm gonna tell you the story now. This guy who I guess has been in prison, and then he was waiting, so he went to live with this family, and he lived with this family, and as soon as he moved in, it started raining, and not outside, but in the house, and not outside, which is really bizarre. I would be, and they kept him there, and they were like, oh, it's raining. If it started raining in my house after I let this guy stay with me, I would be like, sir, listen, please make it stop raining, or you'll have to find someplace else, because, like, that's weird. Like, that's not a coincidence. And, like, I wouldn't assume that it was well, the way that they were explaining it, I guess I would assume it was paranormal, but I, like, wouldn't know what to do, and I would be terrified, and I would react out of terror, because that's scary. And, like, the raindrops were, like, going, like, horizontally, vertically, like, everywhere. So it was raining in the house. And then things started happening, like, things started moving or whatever, and they were like, okay, this is weird, so they called the police, and the police was like, the police guy was like, I don't know what's going on. You're on your own, and he left. I want to be that police guy that just shows up, and you're like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm out. Thanks. He did come back, but by the time he came back, they were performing, like, an exorcism, or trying to, but it wasn't working, apparently. He was, like, getting worse, and he rose up from the ground and slammed against the wall, and he had, like, cuts in his skin, and I don't know, and then it was still raining in the house, and it was, like, coming down hard on the woman who was, like, screaming from the Bible, but it wouldn't touch the Bible. Yeah, I don't know. It still terrified me, by the way, while I was watching it. I was like, oh my god, he's possessed. But then afterwards, I'm like, was he really? I don't know. Maybe he was, in which case I am totally wrong. And, you know, that's terrifying. I'm sad. I'm sorry you had to deal with that experience, sirs and madams, but I don't know what I believe. This is probably a super long video now, about nothing, about my sunburn and ghosts and spiritual energy. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna go watch more ghost stories, and get freaked out. I will probably text you about it sometime today, and probably in all caps, probably with some key smashing, and then I'm gonna take a nap or something because I feel really gross and sick and not good. But I love you. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I hope that you have fun, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.